This is Mech 330, Programming for Industry 4.0. This video will be more on the software side. We first make a dictionary called Honda, and I'll talk a little bit more about this towards the end of this code, but this is going to be our key, and this is going to be our value, and this is still going to be yet another key and a value. So we have Honda, Bob Ross is our driver information, and then we got our make, our drivetrain, and our horsepower, and that continues. We got Joe, make, BMW, drive, rear-wheel drive, horsepower 250, Frank, Audi, all-wheel drive, 350. And then what I do is I make all three of these dictionaries in a list, and I put that in a variable called machines. And then I set my index to 0, and this is to start off my index at like a starting number, so it's not at like 1 or something. And then I'm going to do a like nested for loop here, and I have an outer for loop. So that's for this list here, to cycle through the list. And then I make that a, inside of that, I put another variable, and I'm going to make that machines index.items. And this is going to be associating the things inside. So anything inside of it, it's going to be indexing. So then I make another for loop for the inner portion, and then I'm going to make that within the variable that I just made. So we're looking at the things inside. And then first, I'm going to print the driver information here from our inner, and then I'm going to make that title, of course. And then I'm going to make another variable, and this is going to be the inside. That's why it's the 1. So this 0 means it's the first position, or the first index, and then this is the second position here at place 1. So that's talking about this side. And then from there, we're going to be looking at the make. So I'm going to call the key make, and then I'm going to call the key drive, and then I'm going to call the key horse. And those are going to call these different keys here, which are going to give us values. So if we look at it, I also printed it with a string here, the make of the vehicle, just to make it easier to see. Here it says the name of the user is Bob Ross, or driver. The make of the vehicle is Honda. The drivetrain of this vehicle is front wheel drive. The horsepower of this vehicle is 200. So we just continue that. We also have this down here, index equals index plus 1. And that's just so we can increment our index here for every outer loop. As we can see, it's for the outer loop. So that's just ensuring that we're cycling through this entire set. So here we have some more dictionary practice with favorite tools. We have Todd, Frank, and Jim, and these are our keys. And then we have their values, which are the favorite tools that they brought with them. So we have another nested for loop here. And for name and best tools and favorite tools dot items, we're going to print an F string with a new line, and then name dot title. So that's going to be the key. And then their favorite tools is going to be the string. And then we have our second for loop that's inside the other loop, and that's going to be for best tool and best tools, and we're going to loop that, and then we're going to print the best tool after. And that's how we produce each one of these lines being on their own, almost like a list, you know, like a shopping list or something, is through having that for loop there. So we can see we got that for each of these guys. And then the next portion was just to add some, show how easy it was to add some more keys and values to it. So I added another key here, Joe. Joe, as you can see, wasn't on the previous list. And I gave him all an extra little, value, just to show how easy that is to take care of. Now we're going to move into some functions. We have t-shirt production here, size and text. So this is making a function that basically prints the size and the text of a shirt. So we come down here and we make an F string the size of the shirt, and then we make almost like a template or a space holder for the size of the shirt, and then we print that, and then we print another F string, the message on the shirt is, and then we stick a text placeholder there that's going to pull this down from the function. And then we actually are going to call the function itself, and we're going to put in the variables for this. So size, small, and then summertime is the best is going to be the text. And due to this order that they're in, that's how they're going to print, as we can see down here. The size of the shirt, small, summertime is the best. And then also down here, so we're going to do something very similar to this before. Same idea, except here we're placing the variables before. So these are, or the elements are going to be here before. So this is called a default. So this is the default. So if we look down here, we have spicy and small. So of course that's going to replace it, spicy and small. But when we choose to call it with nothing, we will see that there will actually be this as the default message that's printing size large and join club mech. So yeah, we do it one more time just to show that it's working. Fries, medium, and then once again we call it again from the default, and we get the message that we're looking for. So from the software side, that's all we really had this week. Thank you for watching.